Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Fix the camera here a little bit. So today we started off with a dead fan. So we went and bought this new one. The other one completely stopped working. This thing is pretty nice. It blows a lot of air and it's on number 1. And at the moment it's the only fan that we have, but it's good enough. So in other news, we have some other news. Good news and bad news. I mean, I'm not really sure if it's bad news, but we have my dad here again doing that. And we have the yellow car in the garage. The orange car, I think the orange car is done. I think it's gonna be a parts car for us. So if you saw one of our previous videos, you know that this car needs framework. And the yellow car is in good shape.
Real good shape. And it runs, it kind of drives. The engine sounds really good in this car. So since this is an automatic, that one's a 5-speed. We're gonna take the best of both worlds and put them in there. So and make that one a 5-speed and take everything out of that we need and put it in there.
So the yellow car is gonna be our project.
I mean, they're all project cars.
Yeah, they're all project. But this is gonna be the parts car, and this is gonna be the car that we fix.
The car's got a lot of damage. This car has a lot of good parts that we can use on this car, especially during that whole conversion from automatic to 5-speed. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna use that car as a parts car and fix up this car.
Okay, for the meantime, for the yellow car, because we're not ready to full-blown take the car apart, pull the engine out, so we still want to try to drive it, because in the last video you saw we were able to get it in gear. So we're going to take the gas tank out, try to drive it with the carburetor that's on it. So we're going to drop the gas tank and we're going to try to see if it's full of water or if there's anything in it, full of rust, or maybe we could just run down to the auto parts store and pick up some sort of gas tank cleaner and swish it around and kind of blow it out and clean it ourselves. But if we have to, and the gas tank is savable, we could take it to someone who can clean it out and dip it or whatever it may be. So for the meantime, right now, we're gonna drop the tank and see what we find with that. All right, we got the yellow car in the air. I'm gonna take the drain plug off, see if anything comes out of this gas tank.
Try to take the drain plug off. Tap on it. There you go. It broke loose.
Yep. See if anything's gonna come out of this. Nope. Bone dry, nothing coming out.
Okay, let's put that. When we got all those parts from that guy, we got the new gas door. There we go. There they are right there, 3 of them. I want to get the vacuum and vacuum all this out right here. I already found all that. Yeah, hold it. Try to get up in those threads in there. Anyways, best you can. Alright, zip it out.
Is it gonna fall down or what?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I took out, you guys saw me take out those 2 other bolts. Up on the very front, there was 2 more bolts over there, and then I had to disconnect that wiring that was there, because the wiring goes up and it runs along the side of the gas tank. So I'm gonna I'm gonna try to take the tank out right now, and we'll see what's holding it up there still. see what gas in here. That's what's up there. That's something down. I don't know. Oh, there's a fuel line connected to this side. There's two rubber hoses that go up on this side here. Up to two lines. There's three hoses. Three right here. Now you're short. I don't know. I think that's broken. I think a mixture of this piece for the. That's broken up. I think I All right, you guys just saw that the gas tank doesn't want to come out. We're hoping that this was just gonna kind of pop out, but it's not popping out. So we're gonna disconnect that, and then I have breather lines over here. You can see that on camera. If it wants to zoom in here. Those two lines right there, those are the breather lines, and they go to the gas tank right there. You can see the rubber lines in there. I think those are the two things that are holding the tank up from coming out. So it was really hard to film. I did do a time lapse on some things. I had to disconnect this line here. This line is connected to the gas tank right there. It was connected to this nipple here. And then that rubber hose that was connected to the fuel neck, just ripped it off. I mean, I didn't mean to. And now it's hanging down further. All right, I wasn't filming because I didn't think it was gonna come down when it did.
Nice. Let's get that thing all blown off. It looks like it's in good shape.
See, these are the lines that were holding it, and I couldn't get to them with the dikes or anything, so I just forced it down and I broke them up here. It's fine. And this is the other wiring that I had disconnected. There's some rust in there. Can you see them? Show them in there. I'm not doing a very good job there. You can't see, huh?
A little bit.
Doesn't feel like there's nothing in it. It's empty.
All right, let's blow it off and let's see. We'll find out what's inside when we take that ring off.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta keep going all the way, huh?
To that opening. There you go. Pull that off.
Ooh, look at that.
The sending unit is junk. Okay, so
Rusty.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, so we're not gonna clean this out from anything from AutoZone.
Let's see the tank.
It's savable, but we gotta take it to someone to have them clean it. We're not gonna be able to clean it out here at the house.
Yeah, turn it over.
So we can shake out of it or what?
Shake out of it.
Look at all that. It's like dust.
There you go.
Out of my eyes, whatever. Yeah. There it is.
I think it's savable.
So that's when So the inside of the tank has a bunch of rust.
We need that sending unit. Has it got an O-ring on there? Oh yeah, it's got an O-ring right here. See the O-ring? Mm-hmm. It's got a rubber O-ring right there, so we need the new O-ring and that thing there.
So with all the rust in the tank, my dad bought this stuff from Harbor Freight. We're gonna try it out. It says removes rust to bare metal. If this works, well then this is something you guys can do at home. But I do want to get the tank dipped if this doesn't do that great of a job. You can see something.
You see me.
You don't see anything. All right, so it's time to throw this thing in the trash and buy a new one. this is what came out of the gas tank. And the inside of the gas tank is not as clean as the bottle claimed it was gonna be, but it did do something. And we have this sending unit, which is still pretty rusty. We're gonna put it in here. We're gonna fill it up with that stuff and let it sit overnight and see if there's any difference overnight. So today's the next day, and the sending unit has been submerged in this chemical overnight. And let's see what it looks like now. Oh, okay. Wow, that actually worked. It's not perfect, but I bet you could get a wire brush, you might get more of it off, or even let it soak longer. So this guy is gonna sandblast the Honda fenders right now. Just give you guys a before shot. This is surface rust and some old paint. Should come off real easy.
Wondering if it was going to be able to come clean.
Oh, that's not. Ain't clean. Just because it's so pigmented right now.
Yeah.
So the pores are really open. So get some primer on it as fast as you can. Some primer sealer on there. And then if you also paid attention, sometimes when I'm moving around different areas, going here, then I'm going over there. Because no matter which media you use, you still want to move around because you got the temperature of the metal plus the air temperature coming out of the compressor.
Yeah.
Then it all depends on who's doing blasting, how they run their mix, because if you run heavier in a mix, it runs cooler as it hits the metal instead of going sharp. You know, it runs lean, it runs hotter. So that, and then the other thing is knowing form on metal like here. You got so much form right here. You know, I could have hit this with a lot more pressure and still have a problem on it, but you know, I didn't want to do that. I didn't need to do it, you know, because everything came out pretty good.
So for the time being, we're gonna put metal etching primer on them so that they're somewhat protected, so they don't rust right away. Because we're not ready to use them obviously right now. They're not gonna get painted right now. So I'm gonna set you guys up on a time lapse and we're gonna get them painted. Back at the house, we went to Aries Blasting, a local shop out here to where I live. And this is the passenger fender off of the orange Honda. You can see it's kind of pitted and chewed up a little bit, but it's fixable. Should be able to fill this in with some Bondo or primer and it'll smooth out. And this is off of the yellow Honda from our last video. This fender's in a lot better shape. It needs some more body work here. Gotta well up the holes. Wasn't there one that had rust?
That one over there at the bottom.
So this
Very little, man.
very little rust on the orange fender here. That's fixable. Just cut that out, make a new piece plug. So I turned up the exposure on the camera a little bit so you can see the fender better, but one coat, that's all we're gonna do for right now. This one needs some body work.